Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at some new guns from Valken today. These are the Blackhawk series scenario guns from Valken. We've got the Foxtrot, the Tango, and the Whiskey. Foxtrot, Tango, Whiskey. They're all built on the SW-1 gun, which is this section right here. And they are identical to each other, except for the front shroud assemblies, which set them apart from each other. Barrel length is the same between the three. They all come with the foregrip, they come with the sights, they come with the steel braided line, and they come with the collapsible stock on the back. Again, your shroud assembly is what is going to set it apart. Now, if you do pick one up, it is going to come with a nice carrying case. See right here. Fold this open. See on the inside there. And you are going to get barrel plug, which I don't know why people, or they even include these things, because most fields don't let you use a barrel plug anymore. Some Allen keys, a back plug, which we'll talk about, manual, and then it does come with a shorter barrel. So if you don't want to run the full shroud and barrel that you have with the gun, you want to shorten it up a little bit, you can throw the other one on as well. A5 threaded, so if you actually find another barrel that you like, you could put that one on there as well. So that's what these pieces are right here. All right, so talk about this plug real quick, just because it's on my brain and I mentioned it. So this plug right here is if you do not want to use the stock. If you wanted to remove the stock off the gun and you didn't want a big hole on the back of your gun so that dirt and paint and whatever can get inside of there, this is basically a cap or a plug that fills that spot. Now, like a 98 Custom, an older style 98 Custom, even the newer Platinum Series ones, you do need to separate the halves of the body apart to get the plug to fit into place. It will not just slide in and be done. You do have to do some breakdown on the gun to get that installed. So it's not as easy as it sounds like it should be, but it's not hard. Just takes some time. All right, so the gun, pretty standard fare for a gun. We'll look at this one right here just because it's the closest one to me. So let's move these ones out of the way so we can go around it real quick. So we do have collapsible stock, which has multiple locking positions on it. Standard frame on the front, safety on the side, so you can grab your cocking log and go back. When the safety's on, it's not going to let you pull it back there. Well, maybe it would. Maybe I just wasn't pulling hard enough. Yeah, it just was kind of stuck. So it won't let you shoot, obviously, with the safety on. Release the safety, gun will shoot just fine. Steel braided line through the bottom. These are super, super strong, super robust, so you're not gonna, well, I shouldn't say never. You'll have a hard time breaking it, cracking it, making it leak. It will hold up under abuse. Foregrip on the front. It is adjustable, so you would undo this part on the bottom right here. That's gonna loosen up this section here and let you slide it back and forth a little bit if you want it closer or further away. Velocity adjustment through the side. Sights are removable. If you don't want them on there, you can take them off. And then you do have some options on there. I don't know how much you would actually use these, probably more for looks than anything else. Rail along the top so you can add any kind of thing you want to the top of it. Scope, sight, whatever happens to be. Your offset loader should be out of the way enough where most things will fit. Now, if you're trying to put like a big 4x32 scope on the top of this thing, your loader is going to be in the way. If you're trying to just put a nice red or green dot sight, open air sight, whatever it happens to be that is much smaller, it'll work just fine. Or you can get an offset adapter so it mounts it to the side and then it's definitely out of the way. Clamping feed neck, I like that on the side, and it does have a metal insert which gives it a little bit more grip, which I actually think is pretty cool inside of there. You can see it kind of floating around in there. It's really gonna grab on and keep that loader from going anywhere. The quick release loader right here, so you can see that just slides right off. It just has a little toggle on it to make it easy to get on and off. There we go. Not quite sure why they have that one on there. There's like an extra spot. It looks like you could lock this down and don't know. I would recommend keeping it at the front so your paintballs go into your gun. Right there. All right. Shroud at the front right here. If we unscrew the barrel, we're going to actually unscrew the whole shroud assembly off. Now the barrel is removable out of the shroud. It does take a little bit of effort to get it out. You have to remove this cap off the back. It does just kind of wiggle off. There's an O-ring that fits into this recessed cavity right here that holds the cap forward and keeps it from sliding off. It also acts as a kind of like a buffer between threading this in and the kind of looks like a delta ring, but it's not, just the cap of the back of the shroud here. So you can just kind of turn this and wiggle it and spin it. It's not threaded, but you just kind of have to work it off and get that all the way out of there. Then these two pieces open up and the barrel will come out. Now the barrel has an attachment on it. Actually, let me just pull this thing off here so you guys can actually see it. You see, I kind of keep having to turn this until I get it to the point where the O-ring will pop off there. So there's that, and then that will come off. So you do have this attachment right here, which centers the barrel on the shroud itself, and it will let you adjust it. Let's say you mess around with this thing and you take this off and you put it back on. You put your shroud together and you start to thread it in, and it ends up where it finishes, or the thread ends. Your shroud is now off center. It doesn't line up properly. Well, you would go into here, undo the screw on both sides, and you would rotate this slightly so that everything will line up inside of there. So it is adjustable so that things are straight and in line like they should. And you could even put that onto this one, looks like right here. You could. This would fit on there. It might look a little funny because you're just going to have this little nub of your barrel sticking out the front of your shroud. But hey, people do things all the time. Really, it's personal preference and it's up to you. So the Foxtrot has the standard AR style front. The Tango has more of, I don't know, kind of like a Magpul design to it on the front. Much more streamlined and narrower. Definitely different shape to it. Does have some slotting for rail accessories if you wanted to put that on there. And then the Whiskey has a full rail system on the front. Now this isn't metal, this is a composite on there, but it is it's not plastic, so it's not going to fall apart on you or anything. But it has four rails on there, so you can attach all sorts of things to it. If you don't like the foregrip all the way up, towards your hand, you can move that up here and maybe make it a little bit more maneuverable. But these are new from Valken, the SW-1 Blackhawk line. You get 3 different options, all sorts of mods you could do to them. The Foxtrot, the Tango, and the Whiskey. They are available through the website. Let me move them over so you can get a better look at them here. There we go. Foxtrot, Tango, Whiskey, Blackhawk Valken guns, available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.